Hello everyone, welcome back for another edition of Virtual Meditations. I'm your instructor Mike, I'm happy to have you with me this evening. For our practice, being that we're getting back into the spring, having that new life sprung upon us, I wanted to bring us back to the beginning of learning how to meditate. And that is just something as simple as paying attention to your breath. And even though this is very simple, it is still pretty difficult to do. And the reason why it's so difficult is because your mind will want to wander, and that's a normal thing. And just so we all know, I have this question every single time. How do I shut my mind up? And my answer is, you don't. You never stop thinking. You're always going to. But the whole point of meditation is for us to be able to channel our thoughts, to be able to focus on one thing. So if we're only thinking about one thing, that's the technique. That's the ultimate goal. And that's what's going to help bring you to these deeper states of consciousness. But again, with your mind wandering, you'll notice it's not a big deal or anything like that, but something that I'm going to recommend you do. Two little techniques that you could practice with our breathing. One is to let go of your thoughts. You know, the moment you catch yourself thinking about anything other than the breath, just let it go, right? Come back to focusing on the breath. That'll be one. The other, though, is the complete opposite of that. And I know people are like, well, why would we want to think about our thoughts? I think it's important for us at times to observe our thoughts. Why am I thinking this way or this particular thought at this particular moment? That kind of deep insight can be very beneficial for you as the individual. So my choices for you, again, are either let the thoughts go or observe the thoughts. So whichever one you want to do. But the breathing technique will always remain the same. It's going to be our belly breathing technique. You may want to do a couple of warm-up stretches. We don't really have the time for it in this particular video today. But you know, something like as gentle as a forward bend or a back bend. Or if you want to, feel free to pause this video and do one of my everyday yoga practices. There's plenty of them on our YouTube playlist. So feel free to watch one of those. I think they're only like 15 minutes long. Great warm-up for you so you can prop yourself upright. It's easier to sit up when your back and your hips are loose. So if you want to do that, go ahead. Or if you're ready to just jump into this video, and let's go ahead and do it. So you find a comfortable seated position, although I will allow you to lay down with this one. You know, if sitting cross-legged or sitting in seiza, I'll quickly show you, where you're sitting on your feet. If this really aggravates your knees, right, don't push through that. That could also apply, though, in a siddhasana. So if that's the case, just lay down, right? Lay on your yoga mat, totally fine there. But wherever you are, you can close the eyes. If you're sitting upright, I would recommend leaning forward for a moment, kind of like scooching your butt a little bit, and then lean back so you can find that nice upright position, right? We want to have that spine erect so that's easier to breathe. It's easier for us to feel the energy moving through us. Closing the eyes, I want you to pay attention to your breath. Breathing as low into your belly as you can. Again, this diaphragmic breathing, where you put your hand on your stomach below the belly button, feel the stomach expand on the inhales and feel it contract on the exhales. This is the technique right here. So let's do this for a minute, and then I'll remind you about what you can do with your thoughts. For this moment, though, just do your best to focus only on the breath. So again, coming back to our thoughts, the two options are to let the thought go and focus only on the breath. In the moment you catch yourself thinking, just let it go, come right back to focusing on the breathing. Or on the flip side, observe the thought that you're having. Don't judge it, don't label it, just observe that thought and think to yourself, well, why am I thinking that? Why am I feeling this way in this moment in time? So whatever you'd like to do, these next few minutes are all yours. Stay in your meditation for another minute or so. Although if you want to keep doing this, feel free. You don't have to constrict yourself to the length of this video. If you find out that you are really comfortable and you want to continue with your meditation, stay as long as you like. But I would say that's officially all that I have for you. And I want to thank you for watching and sharing your practice with me. It's been my pleasure. Namaste.